So, all right, guys. So we're on the undercarriage now on this cat. Let me get me a pair of sunglasses, kind of protect my eyes there a little bit. Where are they at? This will be a little easier because this has already got weld-ons on it, so pretty much your line's already there. I measured them, they're the same diameter as those other ones were, but let me back up my truck a little bit closer maybe, and that would give you a better view as I set the camera on it. I got the gear for the grader too, but just haven't had time to deal with it. Tell you what, guys, this parts thing is getting really bad. Deere is terrible to get parts to right now. I don't know if it was all the strike or just, I think it was the strike and the supply chain issue combined. I guess I'll cut over here and I'll turn it. Burn a hole through my damn cutting torch hose or something stupid. Being lazy, not wanting to shut it off when I start it. I'm sure somebody won't like the method that I'm using, but that's okay. I like it. Alright, I'm gonna cut these other ones out and then we'll knock it out of there and start prepping it for the new one. This side's gonna go on the wide side of the sprocket hub. Okay. Just gotta make a mental note. I need to go this way. Knock it out maybe. Put the camera down here. What the hell did I do? Well, it started to come. There it goes. Okay. Lay this back up here, like so. Start the old forklift and raise her back up. Actually, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Got to clean both sides up anyway. her up. And then we'll see how close or far away we are. Actually, maybe I'll go get the new one right now and just kind of throw it on there, see how much I'm going to take off. But one of the YouTube viewers, Chuck Preston, man, what a hell of a good guy. He gave me this old Champion compressor. And the compressor, if I unplug my hose, it'll sit there and hold air forever. But my hose leaks a little bit. But no, I mean, that thing works just awesome. I like them older compressors better than these newer ones. Them older ones they run lower RPMs, but they just seem like they last longer. It seems like they build air faster. I don't know. Does that pass YouTube's quality assurance inspection? It's alright, huh? Got a little bit of porosity in here. The thing is with flux cord, if you get too close, you got to get that wire and get your stinger out there a little ways. You want that flux to get warm and preheated before it hits. You get too close, that's what happens right there. contrary to what a lot of naysayers say, people that don't know how to weld with flux core, you can make a really nice bead with flux core. Well guys, I'm going to keep going. You can see where it broke the tack loose right here. All right, so this side's done. Turned out pretty good. Yeah, it turned out all right. So a lot of you guys ask, how come you don't use your stick welder like 7018? Plain and simple, it's quicker with a wire feed, way more deposition, not changing consumables constantly, contrary to what a lot of people believe. There's a couple good videos on YouTube that a guy does, I think weld.com, but you actually get better penetration and a better weld with flux core than you do with gas shielding. Yeah, watch the video, he proves it. So there's a couple others that prove it too. I don't remember what websites those were on. The only one I can remember is weld.com. But so there's a lot of misconceptions about flux core. When it's set up right, it welds just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a little bit messier than, you know, than gas shielding, but it's really not that messy once you get the welder set up right. So what you want to do here is your flux core is going to be reverse polarity. Usually your stinger is on the work side over here, but you want to put your ground over here and put your stinger over here. Stinger is going to be plugged into the box. Now if we were gas shielded, we can run gas shielded on that LN25. We would go back to regular polarity, you know, stinger on the positive, ground on the negative. Okay, I'm going to flop it over and start welding the other side. Alright, so this one's done. We'll get the other one, roll it over here, cut it out, and do it all over again. So, it takes a little while, but ain't too big of a deal. And then, I might go home early tonight. I've last 3 nights I haven't been home. Golly, trying to think. Haven't been getting home till 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, so I might get these welded up, and I'm tired, and go home. And the nice thing about self-employed, you know, I'm by myself, and if I've, you know, decided I want to go home, I'll go home. So anyway, I don't know, we'll see how long it takes me. It'll probably be close to quitting time anyway by the time I get this other one welded up. I get these welded up, and then I'm going to put them on tomorrow and put the tracks on it. And this sucker here is going to be getting close to getting done. Them other ones I did on the bench, and I had blocks of wood underneath this to get it up to the right height and all that, and it was kind of a pain in the ass. With the forklift, I just lay a block in the middle, and I just lay her down on the forks, let the sprocket down, and then I just kind of get her flush, because this side goes flush, and this side was a little off. Had to put a C-clamp and just pull it up a little bit, but she's ready to weld, so I'll tack it all the way around, then I'll raise it back up to a comfortable height, and we'll weld it. So yeah, working a little bit smarter, I think. I was going to go ahead and just press these on, and I'm done with Tony's tooling, and I can take it back to him. I've got my own. I haven't had a chance to go get it from Rocky. So anyway, that being said, that's something else I need to do. I got a thumb I got to go put on a 235 cat excavator too. Haven't had a chance to do that either, but once I get these cats done, yeah, we'll be a long ways ahead. Anyway, got this sprocket on. The other one I haven't put it on yet. It's still hot. I'd like to get it cooled down like this one. I don't know. I just get worried about it being expanded too much and then it being pressed on too far. You know, if this is hot in here too, it'd be. I just don't want it to go on too far on the axle there. But anyway, I was in the process of picking up, rolling up the leads, and I realized that when I pulled the engine out of this truck, I had all that on a pallet. I guess I could take it all off the pallet and, son of a gun, man, put it on the pallet and then grab it with the forklift out here, I guess. Damn, I didn't really think that through, did I? I have a lot of shit to move if I'm gonna get to it. Maybe it might be easier just to do it all by hand and put it on a pallet out here. Golly, wasn't thinking that through. Alright, so we're set up for the first one here. Remember, 2300 psi is 25 ton on this. Okay, we're going the right direction. $2,000. 21. But pretty good. Okay, let's bleed her off. That can be good stuff. Pliers were here with me. There we go. And then go the other way and retract the pistons in it back to their home position. I think I'm there. Okay. So that is pretty well it for that one. Do the other one tomorrow. I'll come in, rebuild the track tension cylinders in it. Got a couple rollers changed on the, I don't remember which swing frame, but one of the swing frames. Got a couple bad rollers, and then stick her back on there. Get the tracks on it tomorrow and drive the son of a bitch out of the shop. I ordered, the manager called me today, and I told him about the batteries. I filled this one up and came in this morning and charged on it all day long yesterday. You know, I tried fast charge for a while, and then a trickle charge, and it started, you know, an hour after you took the charge off of it, but let it set all night, come back the next morning, it would start. So he said, get new batteries for it. So I ordered 8 batteries. Well, they had 2 of them, but they didn't have 8, so there's 6 coming. They won't be here till Tuesday. I'm having trouble. Don't know why I'm wasting my time putting that hose on that fitting when I'm just going to take it off anyway. Don't know why I'm doing that. Unthread this. Big old rod sticking out here. He said big rod. Curious to see how far it pushed it on. Kind of a long-winded thing, isn't it? I lubed her up pretty good too. Just don't want to screw Tony's tool up. I hadn't even seen mine. It's actually the cat tools is what Rocky had. They'll do clear up to D8s. He said, I don't know, I've never done any. We had 6s and 7s, but I never had any 4s, he says. But it's supposed to do them. This tool's pretty damn handy though. This OTC tool. This is made by OTC. OTC makes some pretty neat stuff. I never knew they made this kind of stuff till I used this tool. They make just about anything, seems like. I don't think Snap-on makes this. And that's just about right. That's what you want to. When you press one of these on there, if you look in the service manual, it'll have about an eighth to a quarter an inch sticking out, and that's just perfect. That's where you want it. That one cat, now when I went to pull them, it was flush, and Tony told me that's not good when they're flush like that. So I took a big chance and I put them back on there, and I put them on there at same thing, 25 ton, and they look just like this. So that's weird. That tells me somebody pressed them on there way too far. So somebody wasn't paying attention. All right, let me grab this sprocket here. It should be cooled down by now. Did I clean the face of this dual cone seal up? I want to make sure those are clean. Don't want a piece of material getting in there and screwing up and leaking on you. These dual cone seals are just about bulletproof. They really are. Okay. Crane. Yeah, she's cooled down now. Direction here. Jack leaked off, or I bet what happens, the sprocket, it's got more meat on the bone, so it don't fit there. I probably pulled that other one off where it barely fit through there. This one's got a little more meat on the bone, so it don't fit now. This is kind of where I should have brought my truck over here with the crane, but oh well. These aren't too bad to handle. DA would be doing this. Yeah, a D8, you would not be doing that. We're on. All right, let me get the press set up for this side. Okay. Well, let's press this one on here. Just gonna leave all this stuff on the axle tonight, because I did that by hand and shouldn't have done that, I know, but I was like, oh man, I have to bring my truck clear around the shop, get the crane out, because I can't reach it with the forklift. Can't get in here. So I just did it. 3 hernias later. We'll take it, back it off, and slide it out a little bit. I always like to see how far they went on. I'm gonna go home a little earlier than I have been tonight. I'm just tired. Pretty close. 23.5, but that'll be all right. Pretty handy tool, isn't it? Okay, there that is. We might be able to slide her back far enough. Yeah, looking good. Got about 1/8 of an inch sticking out of the sprocket hub past the axle. So we're good to go there. So, tomorrow morning I'll come and I can go ahead and, put the nut on, and then the bearing. I'm going to tell you, a lot of guys say, oh, heat that bearing with a bearing heater. You know what I do? Tony even said he even heats them with a torch. He said, I've got a bearing heater, but you know what I did? I ain't going to lie to you. I took my air hammer and got it started and hit it on the inner race and just shoved her right on there on all them other cats. It just went right on there. All of them did. And you can see somebody cut these off. See the torch marks on it? Somebody cut them off. I don't think I would have done that, but no, I just shoved them off with my air hammer. Put the bearing cone on, and then you put the big nut assembly for the bearing preload that's got the cup in it, and I got some new seals for that. Put that on there, and there's a procedure for that, but basically there's a big cheater pipe out there, and that's what Cat tells you. All it says in the book is take a 5-foot cheater to take the preload out. So I just take a 5-foot cheater and I just go. You're going actually counterclockwise. You're not going clockwise. Clockwise loosens it up on those. Go counterclockwise and set the bearing preload. But you'll slide that on there. You won't set your preload yet, but you'll put your holder assembly on, and then you'll put the shims on there and your nut and torque it to 350. It's like 350 to 400. Torque that down, and then you can. Once you got all that on there, you can set your preload on your bearings. So there's the nut right there. And the book doesn't say anything about the torque on this. I just tightened the shit out of it with my big spanner. I looked in the specifications. I didn't see anything for a torque on it or anything like that. I don't know how the hell you torque it anyway with a spanner wrench, but these old cats are pretty forgiving. They really are. I mean, these were built right. Some of this stuff, like the press, you got to have special tools. Most of the stuff, you don't really need a lot of specialty stuff to put it back together. And then your bearing cup will go on right there, and then you can slide I've got some new O-rings for this. I got new gasket, new O-ring for this. I got a new gasket, and I got a new O-ring that goes in here, and then shove her all back together. Well, guys, I'm going to try to get home a little earlier tonight, so I will talk to you folks later.